the bamboo and the oak. In a quiet village, nestled between rolling hills, a serene riverbank stretched wide and green. Towering above it all was a magnificent oak tree, its vast branches reaching toward the heavens, casting cool shadows over the land. Beside it, swaying gently in the breeze, was a cluster of slender bamboo. While the oak tree stood rooted in pride, the bamboo moved gracefully, its stalks bowing and rising in an unending rhythm. The oak often gloated over its imposing presence. One sunny afternoon, its deep, resonant voice echoed through the tranquil scene. "Look at me, strong and unyielding. My trunk is solid as stone, my branches wide enough to shelter all who come beneath me. What are you compared to me? You bend to every breeze, weak and pliable." The bamboo, undisturbed by the oak's boasts, swayed with the gentle wind. In a calm and humble voice, it replied, "You are indeed magnificent, oak. Your strength is undeniable, and your presence takes many forms. Yet strength takes many forms. Perhaps one day the winds of fate will test us, and we shall see which of us endures." The oak laughed heartily, its laughter rustling through its leaves. "The winds cannot move me. I have stood here for decades, and I will stand for centuries more. The storms fear my might." As the seasons changed, the peaceful village saw its share of rains and winds, but the oak remained as steadfast as ever, basking in the admiration of the villagers. The bamboo, however, continued its quiet existence, bowing and rising with every passing breeze, unnoticed and uncelebrated. One fateful day, the skies began to darken. Heavy clouds gathered ominously, and the gentle river swelled, its waters churning in anticipation of the coming storm. The first gusts of wind rattled the leaves of the mighty oak, but it stood firm, unmoved by nature's warning. "Do your worst," it thought proudly. The bamboo, however, began to sway in the rising wind, its thin stalks bowing lower and lower with each gust. As night fell, the storm descended with ferocious power. Torrential rain pelted the earth, turning the riverbank into a sea of mud. The wind roared like a wild beast, tearing at everything in its path. The oak braced itself against the storm, its branches thrashing violently in defiance. "I will not bow," it declared to the howling gale. But the storm was relentless. Its gusts grew stronger, battering the oak with unyielding force. One by one, its great limbs began to crack and break. The oak groaned and creaked, its proud form trembling against the onslaught. Finally, with a deafening crash, the mighty tree fell, uprooted and scattered across the ground. Nearby, the bamboo endured. Each gust of wind bent it low, almost to the ground, but never did it snap. Its slender stalks flexed and swayed, yielding to the storm's fury without resistance. All night, the bamboo bowed and rose, bent and swayed, until finally the storm spent its rage and quiet returned to the riverbank. At dawn, the scene was transformed. The once proud oak lay lifeless on the ground, its thick roots torn from the earth and its mighty trunk split. The bamboo, though battered and covered in rain, stood tall once again. The first rays of sunlight kissed its leaves, which shimmered with droplets of water. Birds returned to the riverbank, filling the air with a soft melody of renewal. The bamboo looked at the fallen oak, its voice soft but filled with quiet wisdom. Strength is not in standing tall and rigid, but in knowing when to bend. To survive is to adapt, and in humility there is resilience. The villagers came to see the aftermath. They mourned the loss of the oak, but marveled at the bamboo, whispering among themselves about the profound lesson the storm had revealed. Moral of the story: true strength lies in flexibility and humility. Those who adapt to life's challenges with grace and resilience will endure, while those who resist and refuse to bend may be broken.